Okay. So,
Good, very good. You
okay.
can start whenever you want.
Okay, good. Can I ask something before?
Yeah, sure.
To season two, to our podcast from Miela Digital. Today we'll have Felipe as a guest, and I will be asking the questions. Hello, everyone, and we are
Hey,
happy to have you here.
thank you, thank you, thank you very much for the introduction. A pleasure as
Yes.
usual.
Yes. So, as we know, you are currently the managing director for Miela Digital, but I know you have experience as a professional League of Legends player. Maybe you can tell us more about that. How did you started? How did you find that hobby maybe, and how did you become a professional player?
Well, when I was a teenager, I was like 16 years old. I played the entire day, and then I just started getting good at it. I think, yeah, I didn't study, I didn't do anything, just play like 12 hours per day, and then just start getting like rankings in most of these online games. And then when I was in a high ranking, I got contacted by a professional team, and then that's how my journey started initially.
Oh, wow. That's really nice. And then I guess with the professional team you started going to like competitions and tournaments and stuff. And that's how like your team uh gained experience and fame.
Yeah, yeah, we started. I think my career was very like straightforward. When I started playing, we were very good. My team was very good at the time, and we had competitions abroad. We played in Europe, in Asia, in America, of course, and then just keep going. I think it was a good stage for me when I started because Riot Game was just investing in the Latin American region, so I was lucky in that regard. Because there was a lot of investment on new tournaments and places or exhibitions where you can show yourself off, and I think that helped me.
Okay. And how was the experience? Like maybe how was your typical day as a professional League of Legends player? How was the schedule? Was it tiring? What was the challenges that you faced?
That's a good question because it's different from when I started to when I was like finishing my career. When I started, we were very like amateur in the region as a whole, or our team, and pretty much every other team. So there was not really too much of an structure. We just play a lot and we analyze games ourselves, like with the team, with the members that we had. And then when we start like getting better or having more like coaching stuff, then it becomes a little bit more professional. Then you start getting like people who help you exercising or people who help you like with the diet that you have. At some point, some things we also have a psychologist to help you with the stress and other stuff. So it depends a lot on the professional level of the team as a whole and the supporting staff that they have. Also, you can have some analysts that can help you with your um, own gameplay or the team gameplay. So I would say it depends. League of Legends is very esports heavy, so compared to other games, I think the coaching staff is very big among the regions. Um, so yeah, it changed like naturally, like when you start as an amateur and then you start growing up until you're a professional.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. And what was the peak of your career as a professional player or for your team? What was the biggest achievement?
The biggest achievement, I guess, the best year was I think it was 2015 when we won the Latin American Championship twice, like opening and closing or closing and opening season. It was good because we were the first Chilean team that did that ever. And I remember we defeated the Mexican team that was very good at the time and they were winning everything. And then we kind of cut the streak. And also then that allow us to go into international tournaments. So then we start like representing the region more. It became a little bit of a, like, you feel prideful, like of like going overseas, and we were not that good compared to other countries, but like representing your people, I think is a good feeling. I think that was what I think is was the best for me.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And how did it ended? Why did you want to change that career path?
Well, I play a lot. I play for 8 years. But I would say I play like around 6, 5, and then I made my own team, and then I was playing and managing my team. I think I made a decision. One reason is because there is a lot of stress when you play, and you need to be playing the entire day, and that's something I didn't want to do anymore because I felt like it's not that I was wasting my life, but then it's something that you cannot transition so quickly, like into something else. For example, if you're very, very, very good at league, that's nice, but that's pretty much all you can do. Um, then I decided to study business because I wanted to, like I say, I made my own team. So I say, okay, I can make my own team, like thinking about the future. Esports will be here, I think. That was my bet. Video games will be here, of course. League of Legends, maybe not. So maybe it's a different game in 10 years more, or who knows. It's still alive, but it's I think it's decaying lately. So I don't. I think it was a good call. But the reason was that I wanted to pivot like into something I can learn that I can use in the future for something else.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. And I think it might be the right call, especially if you don't feel like fulfilled anymore with what you're doing, like with playing League of Legends professionally. And what happened with the team you managed?
Well, so there was a in the leagues there was a Central American. It's called like Latin. Yeah, it was like Latin America North, but it was like more or less Central America and South America region, and they merged it. They merged it, so they reduced the teams, and then when they reduced the team, we got out of the league, and then
Oh,
I they invited me to work at Riot in the production of the league, so it was not that bad for me at least. Um, and then we had the host of the league was in Chile, in Santiago, which was very convenient for me. But at some point, the region the hosting changed to Mexico, and I didn't really want to go there. So yeah, I just that was the reason, like just logistics.
yes, I understand. Do you still play League of Legends?
No, not anymore. I mean, I play
Oh,
very,
okay.
very rarely. I really don't like playing anymore. I feel like, well, it feels like a job. So when it's a job, then you don't. It's not your hobby anymore. It's kind of difficult. I mean, I enjoy playing League, but I don't enjoy. This may sound weird, but I don't enjoy being bad. Because when you were good before and now you play and you're not that good, then you better not play. So I'm
Yeah.
usually very competitive. So if I do things that just for a hobby, I don't like it. So when I stopped playing, I never really played like as a hobby anymore. Just for streaming sometimes, if people wanted to watch or someone wanted to play with me, then we play. But alone, like just okay, this is my free day. I will play League. Never happened.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and then you started studying businesses, you said?
Yeah, I then quit. I retired and then I started studying business in Santiago. Then did my master's in Singapore on management, and yeah, and then I started that was I decided to go for that route.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and after you finished like the master's degree, you like started the Miela digital project and agency?
Yeah, first, well, like I say, I was working at Riot, then I worked with other professional teams, then I worked with Tencent and in a live streaming platform, which was very good because that was the experience that I got. I think was the key one to make the agency that we have now. But initially, I wanted to study business because I really like the sponsorship side at the beginning. That was the reason why, I don't know, I felt that the sponsorships is kind of sounds like a little bit how do I say this? Like I feel like sponsorships and what the brands do in the gaming ecosystem is what supports everything at the end. Because
Yes.
I I, I always think, yeah, I was very good at League. Yes, that may be true, but I had the career that I had because that this is something I understood later in life. That it was because Riot invested a lot in Latin America. So even if you are very very good and no one invests in you, then it doesn't really matter, you know, because you see like
Yes.
people or some players that they are very very good in some games that maybe the publisher they don't want to do tournaments or they don't want to invest or they don't want to make a career for the players. They can be super super good, but if you don't have anyone supporting you, then there is nothing you can do. So
Yes.
I felt that the sponsorships and publishers is what they are like supporting the dreams of the people like us still like we still live from that, like people that want to live from gaming, even if you want to play or you don't want to play, you want to do something else. So I wanted to be part of it. So like this is really what we do. Is like a creator that maybe is starting, okay, he wants to see if he can go professional. Okay, we will give you the first one to see if you can make it up. Yeah, kind of helping people achieving their dreams or making them live from what they love. I think I was very lucky to do that because I think I would be very unhappy if I had like a normal job or something. Um, so yeah, that was the main drive to make the agency and the main drive to study
Yeah.
business.
Yeah. That's I think that's really nice and this true. I think it's important to also look like okay forward because or what is like behind because yes we see a lot of events competitions. I mean even when it comes to traditional sports but also in esports as well there are sponsorships and this is why these kind of events and these kind of professional players can live from this and can participate and of course like make a career out of it. So I think yes it's really important and many people overlook this aspect and maybe don't consider it. So I think it's really nice. Okay, and when you started Miela Digital, like how what were the steps, the initial steps for that?
Well, I think for the agency, it was more of a coincidence. I didn't really want to make the agency at the beginning. I was happy with my previous job, but there was an opportunity. There were a lot of this is, I think this all of my career is connected in a way because like I always say, like Miela is not an influencer agency, it's a user acquisition agency. The reason because I say that every time is because we got big and we got the clients that we got because they were having bad experiences with the agencies that they had before, where they make like activations or posts, but they were not really driving um, the metrics that they wanted to get. They were not really getting new players, maybe because they are too focusing on posting stuff, or maybe the influencers don't see the goal of the campaign. Like it happened to me before when I was a professional player too. Also, when the sponsors that we have for the team asked me to do something, I didn't really care, you know, because I thought it was a waste of time. I just wanted to play. And then when I got older, I realized, okay, that I should have been paying more attention to that because if you do a good job, then the other brand will come and the other brand will come, and they don't really pay you for being good. They pay you for reaching to the people. So um, yeah, because of that, then it was very natural. Both to have my own company and also because there was a need not being met by some of the clients that we had and the people that I also met during my career in Tencent and Riot and so on and so forth.
Hmm. Okay. Yes, I think indeed it is very connected, and I think this is why you have already so much experience from many sides. Like you worked for gaming companies, but you were also a professional player. You had campaigns, you streamed, and all of that. I think really helps for having a company like this and for its success. So, was it hard to find people that you can rely on for the company, or brands that you can collaborate to, or how did you like choose brands and people that you can, manage, and that they can manage as well by themselves?
Yeah, yeah, it was very difficult. I think to this day is very difficult until now. Like finding, especially for the team, like the agency team is very very difficult to get. People like you, Sandra, is very difficult to get because you need to have this mix of like knowing gaming and understanding the business. Because I feel that there is a lot of people that they know only one side. Like if you can be like very good at marketing or business or whatever you want, or media, but if you don't understand video games, it's very difficult to be good at it. Like this specific, like driving people. How are you going to drive someone to play a game that you don't even know how to play? That's something for me is very basic. And on the other hand, you have a lot of people that they play a lot, they are very good at the games, but they were like I was before, so they don't see the point of why I'm doing this. Like they don't understand like how to make money or how uh, they get invested. Because me also, when I was a teenager, like every game was free. I never really like purchased anything. I don't know. So I think there's a lot of people that play games for free. Yes, they spend a lot of hours there, um, but they don't really have the mindset or know the way how to make it profitable. That at the end is what the clients want. Like what keep us alive. Um, so yeah, like you need to find people that gets in both ways. I also I think like sometimes it can be a little bit uncomfortable, because yeah, it's like I don't know if you're like any like actor or artist, like you have your passion, but you also need to make it profitable. So sometimes you need to do things that you don't really want to, or it maybe goes against your values a little bit. Um, yeah, so I think like having people in that line that have dreams on one side and on the other side they understand reality, I think is key. Like especially for this advertising gaming industry.
Yes, I think it's indeed very very important. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can share what was your biggest challenges with the agency and with the collaborations overall. Maybe you have like some insights that you can share.
Yeah, I think one of the challenges that in my opinion, is the one that I like most is the education on onboarding for the influencers. Sometimes many of we don't really work with too many big influencers, so we have a lot of influencers that they maybe it's their first campaign that they ever did, or they are not too used to it. So sometimes they don't understand the instructions so well, or they don't know really what to do. Um, I think that part is good because if they have a good attitude, I think you can help them like not only by giving them a source of income, but also like making them more professional for their channel and their future. And on the other hand, you also have these influencers that maybe is they don't see the value of the campaigns, or they are really not that invested into making the brand like a good image. So that's also challenging because influencer, like we discussed in previous episodes, is very like feeling related. So you really need to like it's not a task. You need to like commit to it. And if you don't commit to it, like people realize, and usually the results from the campaigns are not that good. So managing like this may sound like a little bit childish, but managing like the influencers' emotions, or like making them like be invested, I think that's it is and will always be, I think, the biggest challenge.
Yeah, indeed. I truly agree because this is what I do
Yeah,
basically.
that's
It's
why I don't
my
do it anymore.
yeah, it's my daily job, and sometimes yes, it's very challenging. You are lucky.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and I think Yeah, I don't know if you think this is going to change the future. You think it's because they are new, or you think it's that something that's always going to be there? Like how do you solve it on your day to day like duties?
I mean, I think maybe if we will have like bigger campaigns where we can collaborate with some of the biggest streamers, maybe, or the ones that already maybe are in an agency. I saw that in general, streamers that are in an agency are more professional, and they have a better attitude and they are more invested overall. Whereas when, as you said, when you collaborate with a smaller streamer, maybe it's his first campaign or the second, I don't know, yeah, there might be issues. So I think it depends with whom you collaborate in general. But of course, there are also exceptions. There are bigger streamers that also have these kind of issues. But I think if you encounter those, I mean, in my case, I would not really want to collaborate again with a streamer that didn't have a good attitude and didn't really invest. I mean, of course, you can't really maybe change the results as much, but I think the attitude and the communication overall is very important, and if that goes well, there are many chances that people will want to collaborate again and offer you sponsorships, and this will definitely help you in the future. But yeah, I'm not sure if this will change in the future. It depends. Yeah, it depends on the kind of campaign. And yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's like I say, I think like this influencer or sport, like every entertainment industry is is half an art. I think it happens like everywhere. I also like imagine like I don't know, musicians or actors, like maybe I don't know, you have this action movie that you don't want to do, but you know everybody will watch and you just do it anyway. Maybe you like some go to the theater and be there. I always heard like people like they enjoy it more, but they pay less. So I think this is more like the same. Like one on one hand, like understand that everybody, yeah, you probably love playing like your favorite games or whatever. But on the other hand, you also need to make it sustainable and and see it as an opportunity rather than a task because there are many streamers these days that they would love to be in the position that you are now, like getting offers. It's not easy. It's not that every influencer can get like paid for what they do. uh, Also there are a lot of competition, so um, yeah, I think in a way I realized that you need to be grateful for the people that trust in you and your work, and see it as an opportunity to grow yourself.
Yes, that's true. And I think indeed the market is a bit oversaturated, especially because there are many streamers with an average less than 10, the viewers, I mean. And yeah, it's very hard to get over that threshold and really gain attention from brands, from sponsors, and all that. So yeah, indeed, you should. I think it helps. I mean, every small campaign, it can help in your career path and it will help you grow overall. But again, I think it's also important to choose sponsorships that you can enjoy. I mean, maybe of course it's not your favorite game or your favorite task, but it should not be something that you really hate, because yeah, this will be visible for your viewers and for the sponsors as well, and it will not be a good outcome.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that is usually I appreciate when people reject the campaigns. Like if you don't like the campaign, then just not don't do it. You know, but I prefer that than accepting and not doing it in a good mood or in a good way. Like why did you accept on the first place? Like if it doesn't resonate, if you don't like the game we are promoting, or if you don't like you are not into gambling or whatever, then just say no. But I think it happens a lot of times that there are streamers that they say yes and then they change their mind and they don't really put the effort. I think that's where the biggest challenge is, like the vetting process. Also, it's like it doesn't. It's more of like a. It's like being professional at the end. Like if you make an agreement, do it at your best, the best that you can. And if you don't feel it resonates with you, which is totally fine. I think there are like brands for everybody, and you can make your market. I usually even I recommend like just focus on one little niche that you can exploit. I think that it will be a better place for both, like the influencers to monetize and love what they are doing, and also for the brands to invest better. Because if more people start realizing that what they want and what they don't want, then the brands will get better results, and they will start like trusting more on the influencers and allocate more resources there.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So we talked before about the challenge when it comes to communication between ourselves from the company and the influencers. But I think as a director, there are also like maybe challenges and a lot of stress. How do you manage that? How do you deal with
Yeah, there is a lot of stress. Uh, I always say the same. When I was a professional player, I really had a lot of stress. I never.
it?
So after I was a professional player, everything else, like when I was in the university, when I was working, when I had the company, didn't feel like stressful at all. I feel like I might have a very high stress selling because it was so stressful that now it feels I don't even think I never get stressed, not even once, because well, first, more importantly, because I love what I do. So I think if you love what you do, then the stress goes down because you don't really like have that pressure. Um, Also, I'm a person that really don't like following instructions too much. So maybe having a boss making me stressful and not having anybody, then I'm more responsible of myself. I think. It's a style. It's a style that I'm used to it. I like the competition and I have fun. And if it goes well, it goes well. If it goes bad, it goes bad. Yes, there are some things that are difficult that I don't like. Also, there is a lot of responsibilities that you take. Um, for example, let's say if you have to hire someone, it can get a little bit complicated. Um, but besides that, yeah, I cannot complain honestly.
Okay, that's very good, I think. And I think we are approaching the end of the podcast. I'm not sure if there is any issue with the overlay because I
Yeah, I
checked
think
on
the
YouTube.
camera is not working, but it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I should
Well,
get camera.
maybe if you just have like a few words for the ending, maybe some, I don't know, maybe some advice, or if you want to share something else.
Yeah, yeah. I think there are some. Well, first of all, why we're doing this is because there are a lot of opportunities to work in the industry. Like my case, a good example of like maybe it's kind of straightforward, but I like business. Then I studied business. Then I went into there. You can do a lot of things like you can work in teams, you can be an influencer, you can manage influencers, you can work in events, you can work in games, you can translate it. It's really like there is really like a space for everybody if you really try. I think what I think what I did well, and I encourage people to do is to there is a moment where you need to change the focus, and if you really want to live off this, then you need to see, okay, this is not my hobby anymore, this is my job. And if you manage to do that, then you will be good to go. I think there are a lot of companies looking for people like that, that they love video games, and at the same time that they are professional enough or competent enough that they study what the position that they are looking for, and they can bring a lot of value. I think you can have a very uh, not only successful but very happy life by living off what you love. And I really encourage more people to try that. I know it's not easy, and the possibilities are different for everybody. It may be harder than others. Um, but I believe when you work in something, like I say, when you work in something that you like, it doesn't really feel like a job. But that also means like you need to take it seriously because yeah, when I was playing, for example, video games, I started like I play every day, every day, every day. And then at some point when I say, okay, I want to be a professional anymore, it was not playing every day really. It was play, review, like write down what was wrong, play again, like be there, like no music, like no like raging, no complaining. So you need to change the attitude. So if it's the same for every job, like if you see it like something you can do professionally and you are like mature enough, maybe it will go well. I think you just need to figure out what you like.
Yes, yes, that is very true, and I think it's a very good advice. Um, Also, I think it's interesting because many people say that playing video games is a waste of time, but you can have a career, and it's not even about playing video games professionally. I mean, of course, you can do that as you did yourself, but you can transition to many other jobs and domains, maybe. Like myself, now I'm an influencer manager, and I started just by playing video games, and I think this is really nice, and is something to take into consideration because it's a very big domain with very big like sponsors, investment overall, and yeah, I think it can be a really good starting for a career.
Yeah, I cannot wait for your episode to know more about your life.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if it will be that interesting.
I'm pretty sure it will.
But well, then I think yes, we can end with this. You know, it's a it's a little bit of a spoiler for the next episode, maybe. So I hope people will be interested in that as well. And I hope you enjoyed the podcast.
Yeah,
And
thank
thank
you
you
very much
for
for the
being here.
questions. Were
Yes.
very good.
Uh,
Yeah.
oh,
So
okay.
it's
I'm glad
little
to
bit
hear that.
it's fun to change the dynamic a little bit.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun indeed. Okay. Well, thanks. Thank you, people, for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.